Today we're taking a deep dive into the USS Growler, the only surviving nuclear-capable cruise missile submarine of the Cold War. And here's the crazy part. It launched its missiles without digital computers, while living underwater in conditions most people today wouldn't survive for even a day. How did a 1950s submarine manage to fire a nuclear cruise missile and stay hidden in the middle of the ocean? By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how this submarine worked, what made it unique, and why engineers still study parts of its design today. The USS Growler was a diesel-electric submarine nearly 300 feet long and more than 25 feet wide, a pressure hull built to survive more than 20 atmospheres of force. That's like having 20 times the weight of the atmosphere pushing on every square inch of steel. Growler used 4 diesel engines producing more than 2,000 horsepower, mainly to charge a massive bank of lead-acid batteries weighing over 100 tons. Once underwater, it switched to electric motors, silent but completely dependent on stored energy. Underwater endurance was usually 1 to 2 days, and in ideal conditions, maybe 3. During certain missions, Growler could stay fully hidden for up to 72 hours. Surface speed was around 15 knots and 10 to 12 knots submerged. Test depth was roughly 600 feet, modest compared to today's nuclear submarines, which can dive deeper, move faster underwater, and remain submerged for months. But for its time, Growler's performance was remarkable. The submarine carried 6 21-inch torpedo tubes, located both fore and aft, and could store up to 16 torpedoes in total. But its defining feature was its ability to launch Regulus I cruise missiles, enormous 13-meter-long weapons capable of carrying conventional or nuclear warheads. Unlike modern submarine-launched missiles, the Regulus could not be fired underwater. Growler had to surface, open its missile hangars, roll out the missile like a small aircraft and guide it remotely. Slow, exposed, and incredibly risky. Inside, the technology was entirely mechanical, hydraulic, and analog. No digital screens, no processors. Navigation relied on gyroscopes, analog computers, and manual plotting tables. Sonar was the submarine's eyes underwater, far less precise than modern systems. The control panels were packed with valves, physical switches, and pressure gauges in passageways so narrow you could touch both walls with your elbows. Life aboard was extremely tough. Between 70 and 100 men lived inside this steel tube. The bunks were so narrow that some sailors literally couldn't turn over. In some compartments, pipes or the ceiling were inches above the mattress. Many sailors shared beds in rotating shifts, hot bunking, because the submarine didn't have enough space for everyone to have their own rack. Off-duty time meant escaping into tiny common rooms, playing cards or board games, reading books, or writing letters that wouldn't be mailed for weeks. Everything felt cramped, humid, and loud. The smell of oil, diesel, warm metal, and recycled air never went away. Pumps and fans vibrated through the ship 24 hours a day. The schedule was relentless. 6 hours on duty, 6 hours off. Fresh food lasted only a few days. After that, everything was frozen or canned, and communication with the outside world didn't exist for weeks or months. The USS Growler completed missions using technology that now feels primitive, yet the Navy made it work with precision, discipline, and remarkable engineering creativity. A modern submarine produces more power with one nuclear reactor than Growler's entire diesel-electric system combined, and its digital systems process in seconds what once required entire rooms of analog equipment. With the limited technology, the crew of the USS Growler operated a machine that required precision, discipline, and incredible determination, harsh conditions, extreme engineering, and a fascinating chapter in Cold War history. If you enjoy real engineering, real machines, and the technology that shaped the world, you'll find plenty more here on Patchy Technology. And if there's any submarine, aircraft, or military tech you'd like me to break down, let me know in the comments.